Everybody talks about aging and mental well-being, but very few truly understand the hidden connection that quietly shapes how seniors feel every single day: the gut. That's right, your gut is not just a digestion center, it's actually a communication hub that constantly talks with your brain. This powerful dialogue influences emotions, thoughts, memory, and even your ability to feel joy. In recent years, scientists have uncovered a profound truth. The gut and the brain are deeply intertwined, forming what's called the gut-brain axis. For older adults, this discovery is revolutionary. As age brings shifts in diet, sleep, medication, and stress, the gut often becomes unbalanced, and that imbalance can echo in the form of anxiety, depression, brain fog, or fatigue. Understanding and nurturing the gut is no longer just a health fad, it's a survival tool for emotional balance and cognitive sharpness in old age. Let's take a closer look. The human gut houses trillions of microorganisms, bacteria, fungi, and other microbes, collectively known as the gut microbiota. These tiny organisms have a massive job. They help digest food, synthesize vitamins, and regulate the immune system. But more surprisingly, they also produce neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, the same chemicals that regulate mood, happiness, and mental clarity. Nearly 90% of the body's serotonin is made in the gut. So if your gut is off, chances are your mood will be too. This becomes even more important in older adults because the gut microbiome tends to lose diversity with age. Antibiotic use, low-fiber diets, chronic illnesses, and stress contribute to this decline. As beneficial bacteria diminish, harmful ones may take over, leading to a condition known as dysbiosis. Dysbiosis can result in inflammation, poor digestion, and worst of all, disruption in the production of mood-regulating chemicals. So how does this look in real life? Picture an older adult who's isolated, stressed, and on multiple medications. Their appetite might be low, and they might rely on quick, processed meals for convenience. Slowly, their gut health deteriorates, inflammation increases, they begin to feel more anxious, sleep gets worse, fatigue sets in, their zest for life diminishes. All this can happen without any major disease diagnosis. It can creep in silently but powerfully, and all of it may begin in the gut. Another critical factor in the gut-brain connection is the vagus nerve, a long nerve that connects the brain to the digestive tract. This nerve acts like a two-way highway for messages. If inflammation or toxins irritate the gut, the vagus nerve transmits those distress signals directly to the brain. In return, the brain may interpret these signals as anxiety, stress, or low mood. Seniors with gut issues often report psychological symptoms, and vice versa. It's not all in their head. It's a biological loop where the gut is screaming for help, and the mind is the echo. Let's not ignore the role of inflammation here. Chronic low-grade inflammation is common in aging and is now linked to both gastrointestinal and mood disorders. When the gut lining becomes more permeable, a condition known as leaky gut, it allows bacteria and toxins to enter the bloodstream. This triggers an immune response, leading to systemic inflammation. This inflammation doesn't just affect the body, it impacts the brain, potentially leading to symptoms like depression and cognitive decline. Researchers have found that people with major depression often have higher levels of inflammatory markers. It's no coincidence, the link is biological, measurable, and increasingly undeniable. Diet plays a starring role in this whole story. The standard American diet, which is low in fiber and high in sugar and processed foods, damages the gut lining and reduces microbial diversity. This is especially dangerous for older adults whose gut resilience is already lower. Fiber is the food of the good bacteria. Without it, these bacteria starve and die, giving rise to a gut environment dominated by harmful species. The result? More inflammation, worse mood, lower energy. On the flip side, diets rich in fruits, vegetables, legumes, and fermented foods help replenish good bacteria, soothe the gut lining, and restore chemical balance in the brain. Let's talk probiotics and prebiotics. Probiotics are the beneficial bacteria that can be found in yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, and supplements. Prebiotics, on the other hand, are the non-digestible fibers that feed these good bacteria. Think garlic, onions, bananas, and oats. Together, they can shift the gut microbiota in a favorable direction, which in turn improves mental clarity and emotional resilience. Seniors who start incorporating more of these foods often report better digestion, less bloating, and yes, improved mood and sharper memory. Science is catching up to these anecdotal stories, with multiple studies now supporting the positive impact of gut-friendly diets on mental health in older populations. Another unsung hero in this equation is sleep. Poor sleep can negatively impact gut health, and a disturbed gut can in turn ruin your sleep. It's a vicious cycle. Melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep, is also produced in the gut. A compromised microbiome can reduce melatonin production, making it harder for seniors to fall and stay asleep. When sleep suffers, cortisol levels rise, inflammation worsens, and emotional regulation becomes harder. In short, gut health is not just about digestion. It's a key player in how well you sleep, how calm you feel, and how mentally sharp you remain as you age. Exercise also influences the gut-brain relationship. Moderate physical activity promotes better gut motility, reduces stress, and supports the growth of healthy bacteria. Seniors who maintain a light to moderate exercise routine often experience better digestion, improved mood, and a stronger immune response. Even a simple daily walk can support microbiome diversity and stimulate neurotransmitter production. It's not about lifting weights or running marathons. Gentle movement is enough to keep the gut engaged and the brain in harmony. Let's not forget the role of medications. Many seniors rely on long-term prescriptions, such as antacids, NSAIDs, or antibiotics. While these medications may be necessary, they can also harm gut bacteria, especially when used for extended periods. For example, proton pump inhibitors, often used for acid reflux, can reduce stomach acid to the point where harmful bacteria begin to flourish. Similarly, antibiotics not only kill bad bacteria but also wipe out good ones. This disruption can take months or even years to fully recover from. Seniors should always discuss the gut implications of their medications with their doctors and consider probiotics as a supportive measure. Mental stress is another silent disruptor of gut health. Chronic stress can alter gut motility, increase stomach acid, and promote inflammation, all of which damage the gut microbiota. Seniors dealing with grief, loneliness, or major life transitions often suffer in silence, unaware that their emotional stress is sabotaging their physical health from the inside out. Techniques like meditation, journaling, social connection, and even therapy can help ease this burden and protect the gut-brain axis from collapse. So what can be done? It starts with awareness. Recognize that gut health is not just a digestive issue, it's a mental health issue. Small daily habits can make a big difference. Seniors should focus on eating more whole, fiber-rich foods, drinking enough water, incorporating fermented items into their diet, and moving their bodies regularly. Just as important is limiting sugar, alcohol, and processed meals that feed bad bacteria. Sleep should be prioritized, and stress management techniques should be part of every senior's toolkit. Gut-friendly choices aren't just good for your belly, they're investments in your joy, clarity, and emotional stability. Doctors and caregivers must also change how they look at aging and mental wellness. Instead of automatically reaching for antidepressants, why not first look at the gut? If a senior is feeling down, tired, or unfocused, one of the first questions should be, how's your digestion? Are you sleeping? Are you eating well? These questions may seem simple, but they often reveal patterns that can be fixed through lifestyle rather than medication alone. The future of elder care must be holistic, recognizing that what we eat and how we digest shapes who we are mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. The gut-brain connection isn't pseudoscience, it's neuroscience, immunology, psychology, and nutrition all rolled into one. And for seniors, this connection is more relevant than ever. The aging brain is vulnerable, but also adaptable. Feed it well, move it gently, calm it lovingly, and it can thrive far longer than previously believed. Your second brain, Your gut is talking to you every day. Are you listening? Gut health isn't just about food, it's about function. In old age, every system in the body becomes more sensitive to change, and the gastrointestinal system is no exception. The aging gut becomes slower in movement, less efficient at absorbing nutrients, and more vulnerable to inflammation. When digestion is off track, it doesn't just affect how we feel physically. It deeply influences our emotions, resilience, and mental capacity. Seniors often describe a fog they can't shake, or a sadness they can't explain. They may blame age, loneliness, or fatigue, but what they might be experiencing is gut-related dysregulation, and the key to unlocking peace and balance may lie in something as simple as what's on their plate. Now let's explore how the gut microbiome affects memory and cognition. The bacteria in our gut actually produce short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, which help maintain the integrity of the blood-brain barrier. This barrier protects the brain from harmful substances in the blood. When the gut is unhealthy and those short-chain fatty acids are diminished, this barrier becomes leaky, letting in toxins that harm brain cells and accelerate cognitive decline. This has direct implications for conditions like Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. Studies have found that people with cognitive impairment often have vastly different gut microbiomes compared to those with healthy brains. This isn't coincidence, it's cause and effect. What's happening in your intestines is shaping how you remember, think, and react. Another critical insight lies in the connection between gut health and immunity. More than 70% of the immune system resides in the gut. In old age, when immune function naturally declines, having a healthy microbiome becomes even more important to fight off infections and reduce systemic inflammation. An inflamed body is an inflamed brain. Seniors who frequently fall ill or have long recovery times might be suffering from immune dysfunction rooted in poor gut health. Strengthening the gut through proper diet, hydration, and lifestyle is a direct way to improve resilience and energy levels. Let's talk about emotional stability and gut bacteria. Ever noticed how anxiety can make your stomach churn, or how depression can kill your appetite? That's the gut-brain axis at work. It flows both ways. Negative emotions affect gut movement and microbial balance. An unbalanced gut microbiome, in return, produces fewer mood, enhancing neurotransmitters and more stress-related hormones. Seniors stuck in this cycle often spiral deeper into isolation, believing it's just old age. But it's not. It's chemistry, and chemistry can be corrected. Balanced gut flora can elevate serotonin and dopamine levels, making it easier to find joy, stay motivated, and maintain interest in social and physical activities. It's not magic, it's microbiology. Fiber is still the most underrated nutrient in senior health. Not only does it prevent constipation, a common complaint in older age, but it also serves as nourishment for good bacteria. Seniors should aim for a diet high in diverse plant-based foods, leafy greens, beans, whole grains, berries, apples, and root vegetables. Each variety feeds a different set of microbes, increasing microbial diversity, which is the hallmark of a healthy gut. The more diverse your gut bacteria, the better your immune response, emotional regulation, and mental clarity. Conversely, a low-fiber, high-sugar diet feeds pathogenic bacteria that trigger inflammation and mental decline. Hydration also deserves attention. Dehydration is common in the elderly, and even mild fluid loss can affect gut motility, digestion, and cognitive function. A sluggish gut leads to the buildup of toxins, which again can seep into the bloodstream and cause inflammation in the brain. Water, herbal teas, and broths should be part of daily life. They keep the digestive system running smoothly and support the microbiome's balance. Every sip helps you think clearer, feel calmer, and stay sharper. Fermented foods are a game changer. These foods are naturally rich in probiotics and enzymes that enhance digestion and microbial diversity. Yogurt, kefir, miso, kimchi, sauerkraut, and even pickles can introduce beneficial bacteria into the gut. Seniors who eat fermented foods regularly often report improved mood, better sleep, and more stable energy levels. And you don't need to consume large amounts. A few spoonfuls a day can be enough to notice a difference within weeks. But consistency is key. The gut requires daily support, not just occasional attention. Sleep, once again, must be emphasized. Poor gut health can affect the circadian rhythm, the body's internal clock that regulates sleep and wake cycles. If your gut is inflamed or imbalanced, it may not produce enough melatonin, leading to insomnia or restless nights. Seniors struggling with sleep disorders may find relief not through sleeping pills, but through dietary changes that restore gut function. A healthy microbiome supports a healthy sleep pattern, and sleep in turn heals the gut. It's a delicate balance that, once restored, creates a foundation for emotional and mental strength. Social interaction is another piece of the puzzle. Loneliness and social withdrawal can trigger stress responses that disrupt gut bacteria. That's why seniors who are more socially active often have healthier guts and better moods. Conversation, laughter, and even lighthearted activities produce feel-good chemicals that help regulate the nervous system and digestion. Isolation, on the other hand, increases cortisol, which harms gut lining and reduces microbial diversity. Maintaining friendships, participating in group activities, and staying connected with family can directly impact the gut-brain axis. Community is medicine. Stress management is also non-negotiable. Chronic stress is toxic to the gut. It changes the way the digestive system functions, often causing spasms, inflammation, and microbial imbalance. Techniques like mindfulness, breathing exercises, yoga, or spiritual practice help regulate the nervous system and protect the gut. Seniors often underestimate how deeply stress affects their physical health. By reducing stress, even slightly, they can improve digestion, sleep, mood, and energy levels. The effects are holistic and measurable. Supplements can help, but they must be used wisely. Probiotic supplements may offer temporary support, especially after antibiotics or during digestive distress. However, real healing comes from whole foods, movement, sleep, and stress reduction. Supplements are a bridge, not a replacement. Seniors should always consult with healthcare providers before starting any supplement, especially if they have chronic conditions or take multiple medications. But a well-chosen probiotic or fiber supplement can gently nudge the microbiome back into balance. Let's not overlook the importance of personalized care. Not every senior has the same gut microbiome. Genetics, history, medication, lifestyle, and environment all shape the gut in unique ways. What works for one person may not work for another. That's why it's important to pay attention to your body. Keep a mood journal. Note which foods lift you up and which ones drag you down. Observe how sleep and exercise influence your digestion. The body is always communicating. Seniors must learn to listen and respond. Technology and modern science are also catching up. Microbiome testing is becoming more accessible. It allows individuals to get a snapshot of their gut bacteria, identify imbalances, and adjust their diet accordingly. These tests can help seniors personalize their nutrition plans and target interventions that work best for their unique biology. While still evolving, this field holds promise for transforming how we manage mental health and chronic illness in old age. Finally, we must shift the narrative around aging. Old age is not a time of inevitable decline. It is a phase of transformation, renewal, and deep wisdom. But to access that inner vitality, the body, especially the gut, must be supported. When the gut is happy, the brain is clear. When digestion is balanced, emotions stabilize. When bacteria flourish, so does energy, joy, and purpose. The road to emotional well-being and cognitive strength doesn't begin in the brain, it begins in the belly. The link between gut health and mood is not just a theory. It's a biological truth supported by science and lived experience. For seniors, it's a message of hope. You are not broken. You are not too old. You are not stuck. The power to change your mental landscape lies within your control, starting with your gut. Feed it wisely, treat it gently, and it will reward you with clarity, calm, and courage. So, whether you are a senior seeking balance, a caregiver looking for answers, or a loved one trying to help, remember this. Emotional wellness in old age begins in the gut. And healing the gut begins today, one choice at a time. If you found this helpful, inspiring, or thought-provoking, Don't forget to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content on healthy aging, emotional wellness, and the science of living well.